All right, next up, if I can read my handwriting, Don Nichols, you are up next. Kilo Victor 4 Papa Hotel. He is going to show us a test device for a flood of chips. Here you go, Don, KV4PH. Over to you, sir.
Yes. Okay. Start off with I was planning another project, designing around chips that I knew. One of them, the SN74LS154, a demultiplexer chip, is really useful for addressing a bunch of stuff when you're building a computer, and they no longer make it. Went on to eBay, thought I was ordering 10. It turns out that what they were selling were packets of 10, and I got 10 of those. It was something like $30, so it wasn't bad at all. But they were wrapped, each batch of 10 was wrapped in saran wrap, static charge. I said, okay, I'm going to have to build a tester for it because I don't have anything that will test it. And just sitting there with the probe and everything and switches would be just too slow. So I built it first, just the board here on the back with a bunch of LEDs on it. I decided I didn't like the looks of it. It worked for testing things, but I didn't like the looks, so I did a bit more design work. You can see, I don't know whether you can see the LEDs zipping around or not. These two switches, momentary contact switches, turn off the gate inputs to make sure those work. And let's see, we can also go to a slower step. But essentially, if the chip has problems, usually you can see it at that speed. There were about 5 bad chips total, and 2 that were damaged by the saran wrap pulling on a pin and bending it to the point where it was ready to break off. I saved those because I can always solder a new pin or an extension to the pin. Actually, yeah, okay. This feels, yes, there it is. Into the 0 insertion 4 socket, switch it, and you note this one LED is off. That's one of the output pins. I've got another one with a similarly broken pin, but it's not that different, so I won't bother showing that. Of the chips that were not considered repairable, one of them had 2 adjacent outputs shorted together. So you'd see it sort of hiccup as it went along. And the other one just lit up 2 of the output pins and did nothing else. So it served its function. I'm using a breadboarding system as a source of power and a pulse generator that can be switched to different frequencies. But I could make an extra board for the back and make it totally self-contained. But I've just finished the latest modifications to it earlier today. So this is the status of it. You can also find the schematic and the drawings for the machining that I did for making the metal part of the housing. Any questions?
Could you make a roulette machine out of that?
A what?
The roulette device.
Oh, well,
So where it
maybe,
stops on one.
maybe, but my XYL is instead planning on using it as a Christmas decoration. So that's what's going to happen. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Don.